Tell us about yourself.
I'll tell you about myself.
Yeah.
There are many Cebuano leaders coming from different parts of the society who are uncomfortable claiming their roots. Many of them would rather say they are just pure Cebuanos. But I was born in Bohol. I'm proud to be born in Bohol.
Which town, sir?
I was born in Candiay, Bohol. I finished my elementary education in Candiay, Bohol. And I'm very proud of my teachers in the Candiay Elementary School. Before I moved to Leyte for my first 2 years in high school, and to Bohol for my third, fourth year high school years until now. So that's the short and part of my story. Next question.
So you're a lawyer by profession, sir, no?
I'm a lawyer by profession.
And what do you specialize in sa iyong practice?
When I became a lawyer at age 27, the owners of the University of Visayas asked me to join the faculty. I was then the youngest professor of law, and I started teaching in June 1978. I retired in 2018 not as a teacher, but as the associate dean of the College of Law. In all those 4 years, my subject was one of the most difficult in the bar exams, political law. And we define political law as the branch of public law which deals with the organization of government and defines the relationship of the state with the inhabitants of the territory.
So once, if ever you be in Congress na, sir, kung sa may itong mga plan, legislation,
Ako tingali lagi nga kandidato because karon lang I have written and prepared 14 bills.
andam na, no?
Yes, nabili pa ko Congressman. And I promised the people nga atong maistoryahan nga kung mapili ko Congressman, first day in office, I'll file all these bills with the Secretariat of the Congress and request the leadership of Congress and mahimo ma-set up ni for motion for legislation because there are 3 major steps. First reading, second reading, and third reading. And naglaom ko nga before the end of the midterm, most if not all of these bills may be balaod.
Why the congressional seat, sir?
I'm sorry.
Why congressional seat, not local?
I served the city as a city councilor in 1988, and kung ninyo makatanaw, the most effective functioning ordinance that is used by the city today, I wrote it in 1988. It's the garbage ordinance. Nobody has dared to amend it or to repeal it, and so it remains to be effective and functional. And so my mind is trained on lawmaking. My thought processes are on legislation. It happened as in 1988, I was a local legislator.
So among the 14 legislation na imong i-propose, sir, what's pinaka-highlight mo? Which one? Sorry.
I would say every one of these tungod kay they attend to different concerns. Pero ako nakita na the biggest concern of the city of Cebu now, ako na nakita when I have gone around kanang mga squatters. They live in squalid situation. I have seen abject poverty. And few times, I could only shed my tears. Grabe ang ilang pagkatipan. So I thought it should be, ako naman ito nang ibutan nga number 7 sa akong legislative agenda, pero it now was evolved to become number 1. Kung kay grabe kadaghan ng mga squatters living in very, very tragic situation.
So what's this law para makatabang sa squatters? Or what's okay?
I put it this way, the essence of this proposed bill is, ako rin gitawag ko, an act setting up the Cebu City Protocol in solving informal settling. Kung kay ang bagong term pa ron sa squatters, informal settlers. Pero ako nakita na in all election times, tuulo ng squatters sa mga politiko, uyukon ilang sitwasyon, pasaligan na tabangan. Kanya I have seen nobody of the successful politicians go back to their places ilang kampanyahan, magdaog solusyon. Kahit ang dugon ng gihapon sa sunod pag-eleksyon. So I thought of preparing this bill na ang unod gil ini nga balawon is atagan ang squatter og chance na makapalit sa ilang iparugan siyang bahay sa kaya sa iyang usa.
Makabangga sila sir sa tag-iyan sa yuta.
Pabot din na. Pero kasagaran tanawa ha, akong istudyohan na. Daghang yuta nga nabuya squatters kay ang mga tagiya wa magkakabana. Kaya kung ilang pagganti man, wa man the squatters. So in effect, the kanang idle lots became the haven of squatters. Kung ang tagiya on the poured their minds and perhaps the investments in youth lots, nito kung tanin ng lugar, nito kami ng mga squatter area. So dili kayo lisod na sa mga tagiya to make sure na located ng mga squatters, niya doon na sa balik nga investment kita have return. The enormity of the problem. And I feel that there will be huge objections to the proposal that I have. But I'm prepared for the objections. Because all along I realized na kung magkita lang sila nga kayuhan sa tanan, daghang squatters, imagine na kung squatters will be na, mga buhat ikan sa squatter area, dako ang kanang kaampusan sa atong society. So nagtuo ko nga mga landowners who might initially oppose, eventually will see that it's better nga makuha ang ilang idle lands in favor of the squatters to become a decent livelihood time.
What's your stand on those politicians with no lawmaking background or political studies?
You're talking of my opponents?
If the shoe fits.
Well, ako naibawan nga doon ako'y kaatbang sa politika nga naman kung nga siya graduado of occupational therapy. Napangutan na ako nga kung anak na doktor ka nagtulong medicine sa Cebu City College, ningon siya nga ang occupational therapy murag masahista sa hospital. So kung sa mga buhat sa murag masahista sa hospital atos Congressional. Kaduha, doon ako'y kaatbang nga artista. Kunya, nakahinomdom tas track record ni Tito Lapid, ni Bong Revilla, kung sa may nabuhat nila. Wala. Ako'y kaatbang nga naka-eskwela ko ng HRM, kung sa may nabuhat sa Hotel and Restaurant Management. Nga sa Kongreso, according to Article 6, Section 1 of the Constitution, legislative powers are vested in the Congress of the Philippines. Kunya, mato pa sa Supreme Court, ang gahom sa Congressman, already to make laws, to amend laws, or to repeal laws. Now, kung sa may tayo mabuhat sa tao na white idea sa law, mamagani na 7 months ago, a certain Willie Revillame, of course is popular, you know him as Wawawi, he was asked to run for a Senate seat or a Congressional seat, and he politely refused the offer. Kaya matod niya, kung sa mayang buhaton sa Kongreso na kung masigibuangan sa pamalao. Gani, ninyo pa siya, siguro kung makatao, kaya popular man po, Pero dili na po musik-musikan ang studios mga tao kaya wala na pagkakataon. Eventually, I think Willie de Villame made sense when he said, wala akong alam sa law kasi hindi ako kumpado. Both and
Sir, from your years in the city council, do you have other political experiences?
wala. I served for one term in the city council. Although my wife also served another term 10 years after my term. But I worked in Malacanang one time. Ako ang Director of Legal Affairs ni President Atty Piramide. And I made sure nga why nagbaw kayo daghang tao na except my close friends. Kay ang akong trabaho sa Malacanang is very sensitive. Was very sensitive, I would say. Nga naman, atong i-describe akong trabaho ha? Why papel pirmahan si Presidente Fidel Ramos so what with it? That's how sensitive my position was. So I made sure nga family circle and about akong trabaho aron paglikay sa whatever.
Kung may results ako man sa election, so, and then it will go to your favor, but you will be given a position either sa national or sa dili sa local, will you accept?
I'll tell you this, I'm not running for myself, not for fame, not for honor, not for glory. I'm doing this because I feel I could serve what Ramon Magsaysay said. Before Magsaysay died, he said, Los que tienen menos en vida deben tener más en la ley. In English, those of less in life must avoid law. I realized that yan na po sa pre-departure area, in all honesty. Wala na po itago na nga I am not young anymore. So, nagtuo ko nga if I can just do one term and make sure that the 14 bills and maybe more na akong giandan mahimong balaod ako ng legacy sa mga tao, imagine na ko kung ang mga squatters karon sometime in the future to say kung ba pas Congressman Aven Piramide pabilin ta mga squatters. Imagine na ka. What legacy can I give to people nga nagkinahanglan sa itong solusyon? Or imagine ka na the products of I have written another proposed bill akong gitawag an act establishing the Cebu Central Visayas Blue Collar University. Actually, mura na yung technical vocational school na akong set up nung kapasa ng balaw na imo na Cebu City. Kung imagine ka if many blue-collar workers ngayon o buwa pa itong skulahan utang na ito may Congressman Piramide, yun tak kung may nangyari ka bukado. Yun tak kung ano ako may pinilagay. Those are the things that I'm looking for. So, wala lang po. After one term, I don't seek any religion. Muna,
Being councilor in 1988.
1980 to 1992.
Isa po nga lugar ng
Cebu City North District ako.
So kana sir, ibalik ron karon ngano ikaw ang pilion sa Norte Distrito sir, ngano ikaw?
Uno, tungod kay ang abogado maong sa Congress. Dos, tungod kay I have bills which in my explanation to the audiences madawat sa mga tao, maklaro nila nga para yun sa katawan. Ang imagine ka, ako'y kandidato na lahi sa uban na karon pa lang nag-anggap na ko balaod noon na ready na ka-file. Usa na ko nga musalig ang mga tao na ako, especially nga akong record sa Kongreso, tarong, sa Konseho tarong. O why ko sa siguro ko na nakatabaw sa Pure Konsyal ko, makakusa na ako for any legal. I made sure that my name would never be tarnished with any corrupt ideas or corrupt practice. Eba mo, ako yung gibuhatan ng substance ng sulti sa akong papa, ningon siya nga, what does it profit a man if he gains the whole world but loses his soul? So ako yung gitangod ng bunga, aron manikamot ko nga dili ko matinta sa korupsyon, aron dili kinay sulod akong kalagsyat.
So what do you think of Cebu City as a whole now compared to Cebu City from 1918?
I will put it by the way the surveys have done lately. 7 months ago, doon I survey ang business group, Aven Piramide was never in sight. I was zero. I was not known 7 months ago. But after the filing of the certificates of candidacy, I started to figure out. Pero ang amo kong gamit ng sa strategy, I call it run silent, run lead. Among gibuhat, we went to sitios without fanfare. Group, siguro 25 to 50 katao, teaching style the way Che Guevara did. Inistoryahan sila, and our average talking time was 1 hour and a half. Tawag na mo to indoctrination. And so, sa among pagtanaw 2 weeks ago, kahit doon na may attendance kada session, anak, kada grupo, I have talked to 60,000 people. Kaya nag-average me of 7 sessions a day since 7 months ago. Kanang session, either ang mga tuo ng sityo, ang among sityo dito, rekondo kung 25-50 katao, istoryahan, pakanon, biyaan. No fanfare, no news, no nothing. Just simply talking to the people. Or, either katong taga sityo, among haputon, dalong sa headquarters, istoryahan for the same length of time, telling them who I am, telling them what my programs are. So, pag-rating sa survey kung ibawaan ng gibuhat sa mayor, in January, I figured number 4 or number 3, tied. Much improvement sa 0. And 2 weeks ago, I have overtaken all of them. Although ang record show, I am competitive with second runner and the first runner. So lead by ko sa abot. Because when the local campaign started to be formal, nigawas naman ko, I was no longer running silent, running deep. I came to the open and started louder. I have photographs of the kind of audiences I've had in the last few weeks. For example, and this is not good to Mayor Mike Rama, akong pipidunganan siya og session dito sa Sambagono, nag-meeting siya o grupo sa gymnasium dito ko Sitio San Jose, dili kay layo sa gymnasium. Nagpadakog tao kanitambong sa meeting ng Mayor Mike Rama. Head count, 72 heads were there. Most of them city hall employees. In my place, according to the attendance, there were 202 people who signed the attendance sheet. Wala po ng mga tao nga nismintana ng lit-lit lang. The other night, I was in Tinaco. And then, siguro, the whole stretch of Putat was covered with people. And ako mga amigo sa Putat, kaya ang mga college po, karangay ko siya, nga, kami, huwag nag-gibli ka kita nunaanin hidak na nun sa tao for so many years. At the same time, an hour after the Tinaco event, dito ko sa Padilla, kung muto mong dili, kapins 200 ka mga tao ng gilag after we concluded our session with the things that are included in my plan nga mo ibukin. So nagtuo ko nga the surge is there. The figures are coming up. So kung mo na mahitabo, I will just keep maintaining what I'm doing in the next few days kasi maglaro yung ginawa na to. Pero I must admit, nagatubang ko kontra na dagat-wata. I must be sure nga akong disulti sa akong mga butante, I have no money to pay the bill. Sa akong tanang pulong-pulong, ako din ang disulti. Huwag mo'y magpaabot na kwarta na ako kay huwag ko yung kwarta ng kapag. I will never buy votes. I told my audiences, it is against my philosophy to buy votes. I don't want to insult people by buying their votes. Ilan ang sacred right and I don't want to interfere with the sacred rights. Pero ako nakita, pag-uhay lang, nagbaha ng kwarta. Gani, I trained my watchers last Saturday and that's last week. And a few hours after the conclusion of the training, dunay usa ka politiko kuno nga naduaw ngadto sa duha ka areas, Sampagdos ug Mapolo. Kay ilang gi-recruit ang akong watchers to be their own watchers. Unya oferan o kandidat nga dili kaayo kabalibaran kay makabugo ng kandidat. Imagine ka, wa pa gani ko mag-isgot sa pila pagkahatag, i-ofera na nila og 4,500 kada watcher. So ang Sampagdos, ito sa akong watchers, apiso ng biya, uno. O upat sa Mapolo, nag-apiso ng biya. Pero, swerte lang, nakita ka Mapolo, had a sense of responsibility. Iyang itong kandidato, iyang kubrahong daan, sa katunga lang ang ilang gisaan ng watchers. B, isultihan sila nga, unya na kuno ang bayan lumang sa eleksyon. So, nibalik ang upat sa Mapolo, nangayog pa sa ilo nako. Nang sa sir, wak din magtuo nga mailag niya kung paspas card. So, mo na sitwasyon. If money will flow, as I believe it will flow, ma-affected yung ngali ako nga gidaghanon. Pero I am praying to God na dili in such number na dili ko makalaw.
Mr. President,
That's a very good question. I have been asked that question all over. Pero I am Lakas CMD party man. Lakas Christian Muslim Democrat. Now, I'll tell you the story to tell you what I really feel. On, I think November 3 or November 4, 1 month after the filing of the certificates of candidacy, a candidate for mayor of Davao withdrew her certificate of candidacy. Her name is Arat. After she withdrew her candidacy as mayor, nitipong sa among partido, Lakas CMD. Kanya, a day or two later, ipili nga among substitute sa among candidate for vice president. So, she became a standard bearer of Lakas Christian Muslim Democrats for vice president, ang Sara Duterte. Although kami taga-Ubos, wala ni Hebaw, ikot na lang dawat sa piso nga mo na among vice president candidate. So, party men that we are, okay lang. 4 days, I think, later, our candidate for vice president, Sara Duterte, nakikinabi sa 3 other parties. And there was a formal writing of a coalition paper among Lakas Christian Muslim Democrats as one party. The second party, Partido Federal ng Pilipinas, ang ilang pango si Ferdinand Avelin Marcos Jr. Diha ang Puwersa ng Masang Pilipino ni former President Joseph Estrada. Diha po ang pugpong upat ka partido form a unit team. Kanya, by virtue of that unit team, nahimo na presidential candidate sa upat ka partido si Ferdinand Marcos Jr. Apil na kitay ang lakas CFD. Although tungod kay kami taga-ubos party men man mi, mapugos mi o minana. But I have not openly and can campaign for Mr. Marcos. More or less akong tubag nito. While he carries the team unity, where I'm a part of, I have not openly campaigned for him.
You're running under Lakas, sir?
Yes, I am.
You're not endorsing any councilors?
No.
Local, wala kay
Wala.
ginalas mo sa Pulmaro?
Wa kalos Diyos. Wa ka na may mayor, wa ka na may vice mayor.
So, imo na yun, one.
O focus ko kanang likay ko sa intramurals. Actually, I'll tell you the story. There is one person who wrote the documents of Partido Bago. From the first letter to the last period. That one person even has his law office file the certification for as a political party sa COMELEC. That person is named Atty Aven Piramide.
Once a month.
Pero wa kumapis pa ron.
So, sa may reaction sa mga taga-Barong, sir, na nakita sila na
Actually,
isang ka silang kandidato.
well, political makani. Pinili ay makani. I am aware that Mayor Mike Ramos is almost forcibly endorsing his candidate for Congresswoman. To the point na iya yung gibitan ang kamot sa akong kaatbang para makiglamanos among kandidato for Vice President. Luckily, Sara Duterte had her scruples. She refused to shake the hand of the candidate for Congresswoman from Partido. Na-video na. I don't know if you've seen it. It's there in the video. Ipugos ko yung mic, yung malamano ta. Ang Congressional candidate with Sara, and Sara, bitag yun, ayun. Isa sa away nga, ugdo na pang tayo, uwaw ba, mga uglang. Wow, yun.
Ano nagkatong sa Zubiri ba? Ano ba? Papa ni Zubiri?
Sir, kaning sa bago yung mga bill na imuhang
Bago na feel. Yun yung bago ko siya, di ako kumuna.
okay. Sa katong yung i-prepare in case you will have a seat sa Congress. Is it done by yourself or with staff or with
Number one, I graduated AB Magna Cum Laude. Number two, I finished my law as class valedictorian. And even if I have lawyers in my law office, I did not ask for help to prepare these bills. I have done these bills because these are personal beliefs. I'm putting my mind into these bills kaya nagtuog ito ng magamit nito the way President Magsaysay wanted the bill to do. Oh, by the way, kung yun may kumparar, I am sure wa ko'y kaatba nga ni-graduar with honors. Why usa nila na cum laude o na magna o na summa cum laude. I'm not even sure if they finish their college courses. Kung nila.
I'll find the bill or a time we see you can see the clamor in social media, the Rappler picture of the Cecil
Sa bridge.
with a squatter in the foreground.
Basta, Mr. Campos, dili kausa kaduwala ko nibuwag sa handshake kanihila una po sa dati, itago. Kaya di gina ko madawat ang ilang kalso. natural. Grabe. Kung makasuloy lang ng mga lugar, for example, there's an area in Caleta na mitulong kalpasa, mitulong kalbago, alimuot, nga agyo. Or dito ko the other day sa NGA where there are blind people residing, sus, ang ilang bahay at ilang mas may pa akong utanganan sa baboy sa buko. Tunod anela, imagine na ka kung sa person. And no one among our leaders all these years dared to face the problem and solve it. Thank you. And I don't know why. Maybe gusto nila mapabiling pobre para na next election na makalit sila pobre. Wala kong doon now, I cannot find another reason. Nga no yun. Na huwag ginisuway pagsuba sila ng problema. Gawas nga ilang gituloy na ano na, kada eleksyon na sila mag-ano. I want to put an end to that sore part of our social history. And I hope makikita ang mga subuano ngayon. But wala na ko biyaya in other sources, like for example, kung sa epekto sa pandemic, I have a bill that attends to the economic situation of the country. Kung sa Malaysia, nakita nito kay sa building sa nagrandiya sa akong asawa o mga igsoon, doon ay nagabang na mo dito na usa ka company before the pandemic. They just started and they were paying, I think, 140,000 pesos a month. Right? 2 months pagsugod sa pandemic, higo na sila dayon, nihangyo na naugan. I think 500,000. Ang asawa ni Sugod, okay na. Eh, klaro, maging galisod. 2 more months, nihangyo 100,000 na lang. Karon is not there. Kunya, pupusa kong office, sa building nearby, nakita ko 7 of the 10 shops closed. Ako na student mo Manila, nung sila di mo survive sa pandemic. Ang ilang problema is that kung sugod sila sa ilang negosyo, they will start paying their loans sa bangko. Ayun sila, saan lang pag-survive na una mang ginabangko maningil? I should know that because I was a banker myself. We owned a bank before. At di mo palupit nila maningil. So ako nagkina na I have seen it reasonable to grant a moratorium. I have written this bill na maghatag ng moratorium sa mga utangan sa bangko in paying their loans and other financial obligations. Depende unya sa lali sa Congressional, maybe 2 years, 4 years, or 6 years. Basta ang tuyo is muhatag da o moratorium sa tanan nga utangan sa bangko na dili una magbayad for certain period sa pamasin ang ilang kwarta ng ibayad na ibalik sa ilang negosyo to be able to recover their businesses. It is so na subtle, but it's important. It's not actually new. I based it from a concept called Reaganomics of Donald Reagan. There are actually 3 bills na kung gandang addressing economic issues. Doon na ganun yung visual ng pag-focus ng tanan para sa akong mga taong pagkatao. Every time na ako sa audience, storya ko, maglipog sila kung saan eh. This is, akong itawag, an act establishing the Central Visayas Wind Power Authority. Ang utang sa kung sa mga ito eh, ako yun sa kadlaw, nagsuroy ko sa coast of California, nakita kong daghang windmills. Kanya, I took the time to stop by one and learn na power generation in the windmills, inexhaustible source of power. Kanya, Wa po ideya, kung saan kaya di pang engineer, but the thought that it is possible to harness wind power for electrical use, wala akong buhatan o balaod nun, authorized in the creation of wind power authority. I will consult, actually mo ni balaod nun na dili po ikumpleto kay nangita propose mga katabang sa mga engineers. Hindi pang engineer, there are technical matters that have to be taken into consideration. So sana is balaod nun na dili pang ikumpleto. The idea is there, it's in lang, but the details mo kuwangan. Pero namatay mga laking engineers, siguro when I sit down with them here, this can inform and involve into a good law.
So your wife was also a counselor, sir?
She was a counselor after being a postmaster. My wife was a district governor #1 in the whole world. And then after her stint as a postmaster, she joined politics and eventually became a city councilor in 2001. Yes, she was a councilor.
How involved is your family with you running?
Karon sa kampanya, handshaking, tapos sa pulong-pulong, they are the ones preparing some of the materials, and they are the ones inviting you.
So, llamado kay kas mga poster doon.
Feeling kayo po llamado sa posters tungod kay I am running for Congress. And the spirit of the law says we should start campaigning last March 25. And so, ang akong kaatbang put up their posters 3 months before, way ahead. And akong pamilya nagkita pa na may balaw, the spirit of the law is there. I'm running for Congress. I should be the first person to follow the law. So, dili yan ka supang sa balaw. Buwatan na to, maabot ang panahon nga bubutan na ta. Pagkapos ka na, pagpamutang na mo, puros-puno na ang loob at mga posters. Walang dili kay Kulyamado. Udo, daghan po pupusin ko na ngayon. Ano yung ibutan na?
So, niabot sa kagpangampanyas bukid, sir.
Yes, I spent 3 months in Tabuk. Motivyo na ko atiman kung kay Lagi man. Niya, kamay rebutante, tinalanos ko yung talo. Dito ko nagsugod yung focus sa Tabukihan.
Sige, mga ako.
Dili. Ikan sambal.
Sana.
Tadong talamban. Tadong talamban.
Lord ka na.
Padung bukid. Ana sa rin bukid na may tunga sa bukid.
Mga kapitla.
Sao, tanggat nila.
Tigas na.
Okay ka lang sa ato ang dito.
Provincial officials were like that because that's an anomaly in political law. Nga nung di takaputar sa provincial governor, nga niyang opisina niya sa syudad, sa Cebu City. Ang ako nasabtan mo ko, ilan ang gibuhat kaniya to, ilang gibuhat kaniya to, some kind of a gerrymandering. In political law, a gerrymandering is creating mga congressional districts that are not compact, contiguous, and adjacent. Pagtanaw sa akong nasabtan, pagtanaw sa akong mga political leaders nga lahit yun ang mentality sa botante sa Cebu City na magkapikto sa taga-provincia, ilang gibuwag aron nga mga leaders sa provincia dili mapiktuhan sa Cebu City and vice versa. Kanya ito mong god, sa akong nasabtan, I was a very young kid when I learned nga the province was dominated by the Turanos and the city by the Osmeñas. Dili magkasagol sila. So para dili magbungkagay, ibahin nila ang earth.
Imo ni. So, imo sir, asa may makonsider mo na baluarte ni mo sir? Dili sa tuwa.
Ay, ang humbalwarte ang kasing-kasing sa mga tao. Kaya kung kita pa lang Diyos mo nagtabo, yan na ngayon sa Tiparilla, pastilan tayo. Happy pa din nila kayo na.
Kaya pinaka-pass sa sabi mo yun.
Pasir ko.
Dito ko sa Ermita gabi eh.
Ha?
Dito ko sa Ermita gabi eh.
Pero dito, north ang yun.
Ang labang sa sapa,
Lapas,
south
sapa na.
na.
Sa sapa na.
Pero inside, Cebu North pa.
South pa na kasi.
Pasig, but Ermita is north.
Ermita.
Ang diferensya ang sapa
Sayang
na.
lang siya kay sakay.
So, ang carbon, norte na.
Norte na siya.
Hindi mo man ako papa. Mayo ko na ko.
Pwede po yan, salamat.
So, sir, sa kung sa man imong opinion na ng sa kahintang sa carbon karon kanang imong
In all honesty, I've heard nga na kaso. So, wa pag yung kasabot ko sa ilang problema, ngano na na. Doon nga yung nga nindot kay mag-modernization, doon nga yung nga dili nindot kay malapay ang mga actual na pobre nga buwan. I'm not sure yet, I have not completely understood the possible transformation of carbon market. Kita inon po sa initial draft authorizing a certain mega-wide corporation nga developon ang carbon. And in fact, I recommended to Mayor Mike Rama certain parts of the proposal nga school kay Moral dili kay klaro. Pero wa ka maatuman ko akong proposal, suggestion kung kay napsan sa pag-approve nila sa konselo. So tanawang tala ko sa dagat, I am not against improvement. I'm not against modernization. Gusto ganin ko na. Basta especially if the health and sanitation shall be attended to, ito. Pero I'm against making nga ang mga problema sa mga.
Kung ba, sir, Mayo uno na, sir. So, napakay kuhan para sa mga mamumuo sa mga opinion na na. Let's say, mga
Labor man.
wage, mga labor issues.
Labor issues is very difficult. Kaya kung namulitin ka lang tayo, simple ka naman, ay kagol, padakaan na to ang mga sweldos mga empleyado at yung generate nga labor worker friendly ang tanan ng mga negosyo. Pero on the other hand, kung atong magaw-daw ng negosyante, sila na po ang makapigil sa atong labor force. So there has to be a balancing of interest. Tanaw ko na ito gusto, tanang minimum wage issue will always be there. Kaya nagkinangam yan tao. Pero unta, if the Philippine government is able to develop other areas nga mahimong masubag negosyo, mahimong katrabahoan. For example, I have prepared a bill to put up the Central Visayas Agricultural Autonomy Authority. Ano naman? Sa pagsulod na po sa kapukiran sa Cebu, daghang lugar na fertile. Pero, why ma-develop? For example, doon ako'y gamay yuta sa Parel. Ang tupat, dugay na nga matiman. While I bought my property in 2004, na itanong ko usay mais, usay batong, usay tao, ano ba? Ano kung silingan mo, yun. So one time, ako sa Labay, nga nung man mo develop ang kanindog sa inyong yuta o kaya. This was, I think, mga 3 years ago. Turning, kung saan nabuhat na ko nga ang bayad sa pagdaro is at the time 400 pesos per day. Kanya kong yuta, magdiwas og daro in 8 days. So times 4. Kanya, una na ko ni matangnan, palihog ko manigdaro. So, I don't have 6,000 pesos ipayad lang sa daro. Yung panalit na ako ng kwarta doon siya. Ang ipalit na po sa milya, ipalit na po sa abono, wa po ng kwarta. Manawa na lang po kusaway. Muna akong gisuod sa akong bill, creating the Central Visayas Agricultural Authority. Perhaps kung mo lang po sa usang ahensya that will attend to the needs kanyang mga ating taong na landowners kaya ilang nabiyaan, ilang yuta, iwa sila magamit ng pagdiban. So yun na. O nga, kaya nagtuo ko nga, kung ma-develop lang ang mga agriculture areas sa syudad, sa bukid, we will become self-sufficient. napunta na. We don't need to get other foodstuffs from other parts. Mabuhi lang Cebu City sa production sa kabutiran. So, at manon lang yun na makalambo sa pag-isur ng pobre, maayo ang ekonomiya, eventually, for the betterment of the entire.
So, kanina yung sa proposal sa mga, yung communication hub sa mga kanira. Ano siya? Natural caldera. So, saan siya?
It came about even long before of it.
Oh, yeah.
I dreamt of it when there was routine. It was strengthened when Yolanda struck. Sa routine, 85% of all electrical poles went down, and 90% of our livelihood was affected, and zero on communication. Total zero communication. So I was thinking, in 1991, na punta yung naikabutangan sa mga communications facilities na dili isolated ang Cebu City. Na I thought, na umatuka ka sa, you know where NORAD is built? You know what's NORAD? North American Air Defense System.
America rin.
Deep inside Nebraska mountains. So kung galing, it's a long, almost fictional
Nuclear one.
pero one day I found a bookmarker that says nothing is that never was a dream. So I dream na tingali, if we have that hub deep inside Canada Mountains, kung umabot ng galing ang Odette, Yolanda, or Rupin, or the earthquakes that tore down Bohol in 2013, mo survive ang atong communication and tinalidili ka itong misur pag-recover.
So, ngano kung sa infrastructure, sir, ngano imong iluso ang Banilan to Asturias na dalan?
Tungkol kay nakita na ko nga there are many tourist destinations sa mga pagbiyan and fertile lands that have remained idle. Kung mabuhatan ng highway nga ito, it will become the access of east and west. Kanya makapasilitate nga ng Asturias tungkol kay dili kay Layo ka Cebu City. Doon na pagpulayan na kanang konsolasyon sa Bohol. Nga bisay wa na sa akong teritoryo, pero moigo pa na sa periphery sa Cebu City. So it will also make the
More roads na, that will link east and west.
correct. That's the idea.
Yung kanang cockfighting, sir, unsa may essence ng cockfighting act na imong pasabot?
Atong masabtan nga when President Marcos wrote presidential decree for 946, he wanted basically to corner cockfighting.
Okay.
But the effect was, di lang corner, hapit na punong. Kaya ang mga tao ramang amigo niya doon na arena may magka-negosyo sa buwan. In Cebu City then, there were only two. So, tanala ko, kining cockfighting o sabong, ato man yung kultura. We had this before government was created. Diyan na tayo sabong niyan to. So, it becomes part of our culture. Kanya, humulong lang kung kay for someone vested interest. So I realized, nindot na, limitahan. Pero atong luokan yun tayo. Ngayon, depende sa debate ka po sa Congressional, every once a week or twice a month.
Pero karon, sir, na may isabong na halos
Maunay
everyday.
kontra na. Because if you see isabong, it is detrimental. Grabe ang isabong. Open. Ito ay mga bata ito ang ito. Namusta. It has made the people indolent. Kanya nag-apas na lang sa lock. Silang swerte
So you're
makatawag.
against
I'm against isabong totally.
Despite how big the revenue it is.
Despite, you know what did my father say? What does it profit the man if he gives the whole world but loses his soul? Ewan ko masabo. Let him be. But what he's doing is wrong.
Vigilance na yan.
So imo nalay ko ana para magpadaghanan mo gamay kun dili sad ka nang paliho ka rapat ka nang kuan.
Panalit o regulator kausa sa kasamana.
O mas kuan mo mga tigbakay ka.
Oo, ikaw sa di mawa magkapong yung tigbakay. In fact, it has become the Dinuntos Police, authorized nila sila yung tabon. Kaya, o hindi naman tabon na, yung dakon.
Maya kwento yun.
Itawag na fun run.
May police eh.
Interesting na.
So you're currently offering free consultation legally?
I'm sorry.
You're offering free legal
Legal
consultation.
Part of the needed services kay sa ako rin itong mga pobre, daghan kayong dili lang makapagitag-tuktor kay huwag kabayad 500, 1,000. Kaya angay yun nga padoktoran. So, this will not be a competition sa atong practicing doctors. Kay kani mga tawanan, cater ini, huwag lang yun challenge mo ato nga doktor. But kinahanglanon yun ba ito doktor. So, akong plano, nga makadaog ko, magbutang ta o sa Congressional District Office at tuan ng mga services nga to, legal, medical, and all that.
So sir, pabor ka sa pork barrel?
No, I am not in favor of pork. I am against pork barrel. Because is that, ako ang to gani, o guay pork barrel, ako rin kang dapat.
Kami mo na mag-idagan sa pork barrel.
Basta siguro.
Because mayorya, you just be a yes man sa
No, I have never been a yes man. Remember this, pagdagan na po konsyal, I was with Mayor Masmena. And there was one time, nag-istorya me, na nagka-pimpil among principals. So the first available day, I spoke at the city council. I declared myself no longer part of the mayoral. And many friends of mine said, "Bay, nga nang ikuan mo ito nimo? Makapit ko sa political colors. Bay, I'm not after politics. I want my scruples to be there."
So we expect a working representative today.
You expect a fighting representative, fighting for what is true and just and honest.
So madunggan yung kasal ka lang in 3 years, makikita kayo na naging kay privilege speak, most likely, ano?
Sige.
Okay, di ba? Kanami ba na? Huwagin na tulog ka tuwing, walang nahitabo, wala.
Akong isa sa akong pamilya, o sa mga tao sa akong staff, o sa mga tao di paminaw na ko, magmilagro ko sa Kongreso. Total, 3 years naman na. Then I'm done.
Wala,
I have fulfilled my dreams.
Napaka-slogan, sir.
Abogado ang ngayon sa Kongreso.
Sir, how old are you?
I am as old as you think I am. I am old in hours and young in years. But I am in truth 71 years old, and I'll do 50 push-ups every morning. Tanawa, kaya na mo?
Hindi na ito mabalik na. Ang tigro na.
Lilan ko na, sige.
So tigulian pa ka pa nagsaskatihay, sir?
The last time I was there was 3 years ago. I'm a God-fearing leader. I pray to God that the electorates will be guided and they will not be tempted by fleeting financial successes. And I hope that we will look forward to generations to come. Hinaut unta na we will keep our kami mga kandidato, we will keep our scruples intact despite the vagaries of political campaigns. Hinaut nga dili ni magtinautay because we want to win. Hinaut nga dili ni magtinunto tungod lang para makadaog. Ginaot nga, we will keep our faith in the Lord and work our best and let God do the rest.